Hey guys, it is Missy Tor here, and I'm back with another reading. And today we're going to do reading on Chris Brown. So, in most recent news, he just welcomed his fourth child. Jada just gave birth to his second son, and yeah, his birthday was like today is the 8th, so 3 days ago. He just turned 37. Child, he's about to go into a usher. It has been a whole lot of drama between him and his third baby mama, Diamond Brown. I guess she's putting him on child support, and she's seeking for like full custody of their daughter, Lovely. Child, and he's been beefing with her, throwing shade at her on Instagram, and then Jada interfering and liking shady comments and just doing the absolute most. This whole situation is so embarrassing. I do respect Chris Brown when it comes to like his art, but when it comes to stuff like this, it's like you have to draw the line. Like, you gotta draw the line somehow, right? Because it's bad. It's not a good look. You have 4 kids with 4 different women. People are telling you that this is a circus that you're running, and you're going off on them and calling them all types of names. And then the comments are calling Jada all types of birds, which is sure. I mean, we're gonna keep it a buck here. She kind of gives me the vibe where she's like, he's mine, I got him, I win, you lose type vibe. It's just giving, girl, whatever the others went through, you're going to go through as well. You're not special. I think she's like 2 years older than me as well. So I'm like, girl, you're older than me, and how do I have more common sense than you? Like, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. And then she popped out at his birthday party. Like, girl, you just gave birth literally like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. You should be at home with your child, healing. You don't have to be there. But the fact that you got all dressed up, it's like performative, in my opinion. Like I said, I do respect Chris to a certain extent, but some things I will draw the line for because it's clownery, if you ask me. So let's start this reading. I'm gonna pull some oracle cards. All right, Spirit, what is the energy regards to Chris Brown and his relationship with Jada? Because people are saying that he might get her pregnant again. This might be the one that he actually settles down with. But even though he said multiple times he's not settling down with no one anytime soon. He has multiple girlfriends and he's going to keep it that way. So let's see. Okay, we have trust. We have resistance. Extremes. And focus. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have self-reflection. Oh, Lord. This is interesting. Let me read off these cards really quick. Let me see. We have this one's 32. Okay. It says, trust yourself, develop self-trust, and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities, begin to plan carefully for the future. Okay. So that was the first one. So let's start with the second one. Okay, we have resistance. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you. The overt and the covert. If you continue to have doors slam in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. Ooh. So with these two cards so far, it's more like, 'cause even like in the first picture, it's like this mama duck, and then she's like, she has her nest on top of something. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see it. At first, I couldn't see what the hell I was looking at. So it's like somebody in a bubble, and then it's a duck that has a nest on top of the bubble. So it's more like you gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust, you know, the process of everything. So with those two, it's more like one of them doesn't have faith in any of this. That's why resistance is here. It's more like somebody's being stubborn. Someone doesn't really want to expand and be more committed to the relationship, right? So then we have extremes. Someone doesn't want to step out of their comfort zone, basically. So extremes, it says learn how to handle crisis with calm and resilience. Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes. There are better ways to handle conflict than rage and outrage. There there may be someone who seeks to disrupt your business or life in some ways, like two shall pass. Child, okay. And then the last one is focus. Someone's pissed. There's this energy of being pissed off here, and I'm starting to catch on. So we have focus. You may focus on the task at hand right now. There is no room for scattergun approach. Put on your blinkers and do not listen to gossip or negative people. If you make a mistake, it is your mistake to make. Do not waste your focus. Do not split your attention into too many pieces. Child is calling them out. So in the situation with Jada and Chris Brown, it seems like Spirit is telling them that they need to stay focused. If this is something they really want to do, even though there's some type of stubborn energy luring around, I'm pretty sure it's on Chris's side. If you guys want to actually take this serious, you guys have to stay out the way, right? Because people are going to provoke you. People are going to interrupt or interject themselves into you guys' business. And if you allow them to, you're giving them what they want, which is that reaction. Like, hi, I told you he didn't change. I told you he felt some type of way. You know, being petty, all this other stuff. Child, no. All right, let's dive deep into the reading. All right, Spirit, how does Chris truly feel about Jada? How does he truly feel about her? Because people are saying that he's wanting to settle down with her. Let's see. Okay, we have the King of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Six of Wands reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. So with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, because the King of Cups represents emotional balance, compassion, control, balance, you know, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic. You have the Ace of Cups that represents love, compassion, new feelings, spirituality, new baby, proposal, marriage. So, I see where this is going. He has a soft spot for her. He really does like her. They just had a baby together as well. I feel like he kind of like had the thought in his head that he might propose to her. But then we have the Page of Wands and the Seven of Wands. The Page of Wands represents free spirit, freedom. And then you have a Seven of Wands, which represents challenge. Competition, protection, maintaining control. So at the end of the day, even though he thought about it, like, oh, since I got her pregnant, maybe this is the one I might settle down with. But at the same time, his ego's jumping out, and it's like, wait a minute, I want my freedom to do whatever I want. Like, I can't risk what I have going on because feelings are now involved. You know what I'm saying? So he's being kind of defensive about this. Like, I don't think I really, really want to settle down. I mean, it'll be a good idea, but is that something I want to do? No. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Ace of Pentacles talks about abundance, manifestation, new career, financial opportunity. And then the Queen of Cups talks about compassion, comfort, calm, mature, and healing. I feel like he thinks that she brings a lot to his life. I feel like he feels more at peace with her. And he feels like she has a lot to offer for him. But with the the Six of Wands reverse, which talks about egotism, lack of confidence, lack of recognition, unpopular. This is, ooh, Lord. Like I said, he's letting his ego get the best out of him. He doesn't really. He's only keeping her around because she has something to offer, but he doesn't want to fully settle down with her. She's like his support, his emotional support. He has a big ego. A big, big ego. Yeah, even with the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, it's like, because it's saying letting go, a new perspective, viewing things different than before, sacrifice. He sees her as a sacrifice. Like, if he were to put her as like, this is my girlfriend and this is how it's gonna be, it's like he's sacrificing his reputation. Like, he feels like it's a lot. It's too much for him right now. I don't think he wants to let go of what he has going on, like I said before. Alright, how does Jada feel about Chris Brown? We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Fool card. We have the Magician. We have the King of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles. Now the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. Girl, they putting up a whole front for social media. A whole front. Everything that glitters ain't always gold. Especially in this dynamic. He gives a lot of... He's like Prince Charming to her with the Knight of Cups. He has a lot to offer. He's always there when she needs it, right? But at the same time, with the King of Swords, he's very strict. He's very brutal with his words at times. So it feels like a double-edged sword. when it comes to him. Like, he could be a sweetheart at one moment, and then another moment he could be kind of like a little dickhead. So the Fool card in the Six of Pentacles, we have new beginnings, but then we have giving and receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, charity. I feel like with this being said, since we're talking about how she feels, I feel like she has to share his attention. Even though she has a new start with him because they just had a child together, it still feels like she has to share him still. And I don't think that's what she wants. She doesn't want him, his time and attention on other women. She wants his attention right onto her. Even though he spoils her, she still's like, well, I'm not the only person you're spoiling. Clock it. So then we have the Magician with the Knight of Pentacles. The Magician represents action, manifestation, power, and self-confidence, while the Knight of Pentacles represents hard work, routine, and responsibility. This is interesting. Magician with the Knight of Pentacles. Like I said, even though it feels like she gets whatever she wants from him, it's like she has to wait her turn. And she knows that she can't really say much to him. She's like, it feels like she kind of keeps her thoughts to herself because she doesn't want to make him upset. Because if she feels like if she speaks up, everything that he's giving her comes to an end. So I don't think she's willing to sacrifice all of that because of how she feels about him personally, right? But now she has a new responsibility because now she has his child. So we have to take that into consideration as well. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. It talks about manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development. What is all these fucking pentacles coming from? I feel like this is like, he gives a lot to her. He gives a lot to her. This is, I don't want to ask that question, but I might have to because it's leading to that. This is like opportunist vibes. Like, this is giving me, I think, because I did a reading on them before, but I never posted it, and I think I said the same thing. Like, it's giving opportunist. Like, she has something to gain from this. I mean, she gained a baby out of it. Let me ask that really quickly, just to get out the way. Is Jada being an opportunist when it comes to dating Chris Brown? We have the Three of Cups, and this is a yes card. It talks about celebration, friendship, collaborations, creativity. Okay, that makes sense because her and Diamond were once upon a time friends, and that's how Jada got introduced to Chris through Diamond, allegedly. This is like a team effort type of thing. Like, she's just a part of the crew that he has. Like, the little circus bullshit that he has going on with having a whole bunch of girlfriends and one of them end up getting pregnant. This is I don't know. Okay. Does Chris Brown want to settle down with Jada? Like, marry her? Is that something that he wants to do? Five of Wands, no. Like I said, he thought about it. Like, the idea probably got presented to him. Maybe a friend said something. Maybe his mom said something. Maybe she said something. And he's like, I'll think about it. but realistically, he doesn't want to. We have the Queen of Pentacles reverse. We have the Two of Cups reverse. We have the Knight of Swords reverse. We have the Seven of Cups. The Hermit reverse. Judgment reverse. He's not ready to ever face that. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Because with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords together, so we have Five of Wands talk about competition, conflict, disagreements. And then we have the Knight of Swords reverse that talks about unfocused, burnt out, impulsive, no direction, unpredictable, which goes back to the oracle cards we just talked about. Which you need to be more focused. If that's something you want to do, you have to have some type of faith, right? But at the same time, like I said, he doesn't want to do that. Five of Wands with the extremes card, a lot of conflict, a lot of back and forth. He does not want to do that. He really wants to be by himself. He doesn't feel like if there's a need for marriage. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles reverse that talks about financial independence, self-care, conflict, work home conflict, and self-centered, jealousy, smothering. Then we have the Seven of Cups, talks about opportunities, wishful thinking, choices, illusions, searching for a purpose, daydreaming. Yeah, he's basically saying she's a fool if she ever thinks he would even settle down, like, at all. He wants to be by himself. He really does. And I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles reverse, I feel like she's getting jealous as well. And he's starting to pay attention to that. That's why this, like, oh, like, me and you have been together for almost 2 years now, and I don't understand why you don't want to settle down, this, that, and the third. And he's just like, girl, get out your head. You're daydreaming right now. Like, this is an illusion to you. I told you what it was. You don't really do much for me. Like, you do much, but you don't really do as much. Does that make sense? Like I said, she's more of like emotional support, but she really doesn't bring anything to the table. That's why we have the Two of Cups reverse. Talks about self-love, disharmony, distress, which goes back to the first card, trust. He doesn't have any type of faith in marriage at all. As with the Hermit card reverse, isolation, loneliness, withdrawal, distance. Yeah, he has no faith in marriage. He doesn't have any faith in marriage. And I would not be surprised if those two end up breaking up because of that. Because then we have the Judgment card as the overall, which is self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, ignoring the call. Yeah, he doesn't want to face that. He doesn't want to face the reality of marriage. I feel like that scares him. All right. I have a feeling that Chris didn't want these many children, the way, the outcome of how things are going. I don't know. This seems so unplanned. Did Chris did Chris purposely get Jada pregnant? Did he purposely get her pregnant? Did he purposely get her pregnant? The Hangman. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have the Nine of Cups reverse. We have the Star card reverse. the Four of Swords, the Emperor, and the Ten of Pentacles. I don't think it was on purpose. We have the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I don't think it was on purpose. I don't think it was planned out. I think it was just something that just happened. With the Hangman being here. But then we have the Star card reverse, lack of faith, despair, disencouragement, insecurity, self-trust, disconnection. Yeah, I don't think this was something that was supposed to happen. Honestly, it wasn't something that was on purpose. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was an accident. It was more like they knew it was a possibility that she can get pregnant. Like, it was more like, if you get pregnant, you get pregnant. But, you know, don't be surprised, right? So then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Four of Swords. Wheel of Fortune talks about karma, life cycles, destiny. This was going to happen regardless. This was going to happen regardless with him being with her. Because the Four of Swords talks about rest, you know, retreat, renewal, solitude. This was going to happen regardless if he wanted to or not, because he feels so much at peace with her that he got very comfortable around her. So he didn't mind having children with her, right? It was going to happen regardless, because he spent so much time together. They spend a lot of time. Then we have the Nine of Cups reverse, which talks about lack of inner joy, smugness, I can't speak right now. Dissatisfaction, materialism, inner happiness. And then we have the Emperor, respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules, and power, authority, father figure, protection. So regardless, I feel like as time goes on, he's gonna be, he's not gonna be into it as much anymore. Like, yes, he's still gonna be there and be a father and present himself, be there for his son, but he's not going to feel comfortable anymore. This is going to be an uncomfortable situation because it's going to get messy with his other baby mamas. So there's no more, I can't keep doing this, right? It's going to click in his head like, I can't keep doing this if this is going to arise, right? But then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which talks about wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, and contribution. So regardless, he's going to be there for his children. Don't ever think he's a deadbeat. He's not a deadbeat. It's more like he's there. He loves his children for sure. But I feel like this is going to burn him out. Okay, how does Chris feel about Diamond? Because she's been having lots to say. Lots and lots and lots to say about Chris and Jada. We have the King of Pentacles. We have Justice. We have Temperance. We have the Ten of Cups reverse. We have the Eight of Swords reverse and the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Seven of Swords betrayal. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. She comes off as the Queen of Wands. With the King of Pentacles, it talks about wealth, business, leadership, and then the Ten of Cups reverse talks about shattered dreams, broken family, domestic disharmony. Yeah, it's like he's trying to provide and be there, but the dynamic that they have is no longer stable. So he's not able to be as present in his daughter's life compared to royalty, compared to Aiko. So he's like, well, you're preventing me from having a good family dynamic with my daughter, and that's just what it is, right? But he created those problems because his new baby mama won't keep her mouth shut. So there it is. So then we have the justice card, which talks about, him having to go to court, which is true because she did file for custody and she wants child support. But then we have the Eight of Swords reverse, talks about releasing negative thoughts, opening up to new perspectives, acceptance, and freedom. So I feel like he's going to give her what she wants, honestly, just to get out of this dynamic. I don't think he wants to go back to court, constantly back and forth, back and forth. He's going to give her what she wants. He just doesn't want to fight with her anymore. He just wants to see his daughter and be present in his daughter's life. Then we have Temperance and Ace of Wands. So yeah, I feel they're gonna figure things out because Temperance talks about balance and harmony, and then Ace of Wands talks about new projects, inspiration, urge to create, power, potential beginnings, new opportunities, growth. So I feel like they're gonna figure all of this out. He wants to figure it out, but it's gonna happen regardless. It's just gonna take time. She's just mad, but overall, he feels like she's sneaky. With the Seven of Swords, like, you just betrayed me. Why would you go to the internet and talk about me like this, right? She just comes off as the Queen of Wands as at the back of the deck, more like courage, confidence, independence. She's like, girl, boy, I'm focusing on myself. You didn't put me first, so I'm putting me first, right? All right. How does Diamond feel about Chris? Ten of Swords. She's hurt. Two of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Empress. Oh, wow. Okay, the High Priestess. The Queen of Wands. Five of Swords. She was mad, guys. She was really mad and upset that he got Jada pregnant. She felt betrayed. Ten of Swords talks about painful endings. The Empress talks about, pregnancy, good parenting. Oh, Lord. She is upset that he even got that girl pregnant. I feel like she was going to be the last woman to get, to have his child. But, of course not. I feel like he told her that too, probably insinuated, oh, this is going to be my last child. I have a lot of respect for you. I'm not going to creating this dynamic. I feel like he was leading her on. He was definitely leading her on. She felt some type of way. Two of Pentacles with the High Priestess. Two Pentacles talks about balancing everything out. And then you have the High Priestess that talks about intuition. It's like he was juggling in between her and Jada a lot. And then it's like her intuition like went off, like, this girl's pregnant. Like, you messing with me right now. Like, there is no way in hell you're doing this to me. Oh, Lord, he's playing mind games with her. The Eight of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. She's focusing on herself. She's going to start building up her own I want to say career, but her own platform. She's going to be building herself up. Maybe she can reconnect with him and they can figure it out. But right now, she's just focusing on herself. And then we have the Five of Swords: conflict, disagreements, defeat. They're being petty with one another. She feels like he's being petty with her as well. Why did Diamond and Jada get into it? Like, why does... No. Let me ask. Why did Jada feel the need to address Diamond? We have the Eight of Wands reverse. We have the Moon card. We have Strength. We have... Oh my goodness, this is a lot. Okay. We have... What's that? Oh, I think that's the 8. Oh, wait. No, this is the 9 of Wands. Then we have the Tower card. And then we have the Lover's card reverse. And then we have the Six of Swords reverse. Ooh, I feel like she knows that Diamond and Chris have history, right? Because we have the Eight of Wands reverse. So that talks about delays, frustration, panic, slow down. And then we have the Nine of Wands, which talks about courage, test of faith, resilience, boundaries. I'm asking why Jada has a problem with Diamond. Why does she feel the need to address Diamond? She wants that girl to get the fuck out of her face, basically, out of her relationship. She wants her to stay out of it. She feels like the more Diamond is around, the less progress her and Chris make. So she feels the need to having to defend her relation or protect her relationship. It's like, girl, he's not protecting you guys' relationship for real, if we're being completely honest. So there's no need for you to say anything, right? Because then we have the Moon card, which talks about illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety. And then we have the Tower card, sudden change, chaos. It's like this girl knows that if Chris were to have like a little one-on-one moment with Diamond, there is a chance that he might go back to her. So she's like trying to prevent that, right? She's like, girl, I know what you're up to. You're just trying to interfere with what we got going on because you're pissed, you're mad, you're bitter, right? So she's trying her best to disrupt things even more between Diamond and Chris. And it's working, right? Because she doesn't want Diamond to go back to Chris. Because like I said, her and Jada, well, Diamond and Jada were once upon a time best friends. So this is some sneaky shit. I'm sorry. This is weird. This is getting so weird. Then we have the Strength card with the Lover's card reverse. It's like she knows that her addressing Diamond was, of course, she's defending herself. I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna say what I want to say, but it's gonna lead to her and Chris potentially breaking up if she continues to address Diamond. So Six of Swords, personal transition, change, unfinished business. Yeah, so she knows that Diamond's not going nowhere. She's not going nowhere. And she's like trying to push for her to leave out the picture. This is weird. Okay, what's gonna happen between Chris Brown and Jada's relationship? Like, are they gonna stay together? What's happening? What's gonna happen? You know, what's coming up for those two regarding their relationship? We have the King of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. We have the Six. No, we have the Nine of Swords. Reverse. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Then we have the Five of Cups. Then we have the Sun card. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. The King of Wands with the Nine of Swords reverse. This man is going to do whatever he wants with the King of Wands. He's still going to be out here chasing other women, embarrassing her. That's why the Nine of Swords reverse is here. He's going to be making a fool out of her. Honestly, truly. And then we're going to be, okay, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. Talks about control. You know, being kind of possessive in a way. And we have the Ace of Swords. Talks about mental clarity, big breakthroughs, success. He's going to make it very clear that Jada's his. And that no one can have her. He's going to keep her around. But he's doing the same thing of what he did with Amika to Jada. Because he doesn't want anyone else to have her, but he's not going to keep her. That's the fucked up part. Because then we have the Hierophant with the Five of Cups. The Hierophant talks about tradition. It talks about forgiveness, mercy, wisdom, trust, but this represents Taurus. So this is his energy here. He's like, well, I can give you structure. You know, I'm still going to provide that structure, that stability that you need. But now I'm starting to regret with the Five of Cups because it talks about regret. There's regret that's here. So let me just ask, because then we have the Sun card, so that represents their child. So they're tied together, right? I feel like there's gonna be some type of regret here of him even dating her. Okay, are these two going to break up? Is Jada and Chris Brown going to break up? You know, not now, but in the near future, is there a breakup that's going to happen? We have the Four of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Eight of Cups, the Devil card. Like I said, somebody wants to be alone. Someone wants to be alone. Page of Cups. He's going to be looking for the next big thing, honestly, truly. He's going to be looking for the next girl. So I'm going to say yeah. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like she's going to break up with him. I really feel like Jada's going to be the one that breaks up with him. There's the Four of Wands with the Eight of Cups. Somebody's walking away from a family dynamic, a home, which once was a home. Now it's like, this ain't my home no more. This is not where I feel comfortable anymore. Nine of Pentacles with the Devil card. It's like I said, he's full of his ego, and he is so addicted to being the center of attention, having women around, and it's like he can't break out of that. Because with the Three of Wands and the Page of Cups, he's gonna be looking for the next big thing, and she's gonna be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. With the Queen of Swords, she's gonna come off. Child, this is a hot ass mess. But this is the ending of the reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.